there was something that Dan brought up, I think, in one of the videos about with the Secret Seven that sort of, I don't know, made me think a lot. Said about this week, and that's the whole idea of, there's reality and there's like the secondary reality, which, some people choose to live in, and I have always been sort of somebody who lives very much in that secondary reality. And I mean, there's two different extremes to that. Like, there's been, like, I've always been sort of a daydreamer, an idealist at heart, really. And, when I was 8 years old, I used to, I had my whole life planned out. I literally, I looked through magazines and I would, cut out pictures of my wedding dress, and I would actually go on real estate listings, and I would, try to find my perfect home and stuff like that. But I mean, the other extreme for me, and that's sort of what I wanted to talk about a little bit. These past couple weeks have been really hard on me, and I guess in hindsight, I'm sort of starting to realize that I'm the one that's bringing this on myself. And I had a really sort of enlightening experience last night. Anyway, what I'll start by saying, I can be Chicken Little at times. Every time I'm faced with a stressful situation, I'll build up these walls in my head of like everything that could possibly go wrong, and I'll build up the worst case scenarios, and that starts to become my reality. And it's been really hard for me to sort of find peace of mind, I guess, within that. And last night I was thinking a lot about that. And I mean, this was, it was probably 3 a.m. I had to work. I couldn't sleep. I had to work I had to be up at 7 the next day to go to work. It's probably the fourth night this week that I had gone into, my parents' liquor cabinet. And I don't know. I've always been sort of, I don't call myself a Christian. And I mean, there's different reasons for that. It's not because I'm ashamed. It's because I think I have these certain issues that I need to work out within myself before I can stand up and say, I represent Christianity, and but with that said, I believe in God, and I do my best to be a good person, and I pray a lot, and recently, I've lost that faith in the past, but it's only been recently that I started praying a lot more. And I mean, like I was saying, with sort of this shit, somebody's telling me I gotta close the door. I don't want them to know that I'm doing this. Okay, I'm back. I can't even remember where I was. Oh yeah, I don't know, I find the times where I end up feeling sort of closest to my faith in the end of the times when and they're my breaking points. And I was at my breaking point last night because I had all this fear, and it had brought me to the point where I didn't tell anybody this. Well, I haven't told Sarah this. I haven't told any of my family members this. And last Saturday night, I went to a friend's house, and I was having sort of a bit of a shitty night. And I had actually been planning on doing this for months, but I hadn't told any about it. And what I ended up telling him that night, and I said, at the end, this was one of my best friends that I was talking to, And I basically came out and said, at the end of the month, I'm leaving. And I had planned to go to Halifax for a little bit, get a new plate for new shit type thing, just because it was becoming too hard for me to sort of live in the environment that I was living in. And last night I was thinking a lot about that. And I remember praying just for peace of mind. And I mean, I don't know why I remembered this last night, but I did. And so I've always remembered it, I just never quite clued in with me, and I'm not sure why. But, I mean, my family and I, over the past 2 years, have gone through a lot. And, I mean, my father's owned his own business for 20 years, and that's what he's built. Like, our lifestyle, like, that's everything that we own comes from that. And I mean, his business dealt with bankruptcy last year, and there was a point in time where we thought, we would lose everything. And my sister's drug and alcohol problems when she was like 14, 15, and just, there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but it doesn't matter, because in the end, every single time, we've come out on top. And I guess what sort of clicked with me last night was sort of what makes this any different than that. And after that, it's just sort of I've got a whole new perspective now.